What's going on, good people, man? Look, welcome back to the area. Hey, man, look, so this is actually the first episode of this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So actually, we missed the month of January, so we do definitely apologize. So we trying to get some things straight. So honestly, putting these out month to month, man, look, it take a little planning, and we're trying to, do something nice, man, for your eye pleasure. As you can see, we got a little spot right here. It's kind of naked, you know what I'm saying? We got a cool little blue light right now, but we're trying to spruce this thing up a little bit, add some decor, do some things, man, to make this a very cool set. But anyways, man, we're gonna move on, man, because look, we have a dynamic episode today. So many of you may remember, honestly, I feel like you might have been our first initial podcast episode when we started the podcast.
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
So we're coming full circle.
Yeah.
And so I feel like you can never talk enough about health, you know what I'm saying? And even reiterating certain things, man, because the reality is information, even if it's the information that we all know, it takes a lifetime, I feel, of discipline sometimes because we all still fall off and on. I'm speaking for myself. We were playing before this, but behind that camera, y'all can't see it. I got a Red Bull sitting there. And so it doesn't fit into the, actual health topic. But nonetheless, I know it's wrong. I got better and I got bad again. So, hey, we're going to talk more about that. But anyways, man, look.
But you back.
I'm back, man. I'm back and better than ever. I'm trying, man. You heard me? So we have Mr. Ricky Pampo in the building, man. Look, y'all give it up out there. Give it up. So I'm not going to ruin the introduction, man. I'm going to allow you to introduce yourself, man, to the public, man. Let them know who is Ricky Pampo and what do you do, man?
Awesome, man. Thanks. Again, Ivan, thank you for that dynamic intro.
Yes, sir.
Always fun. Ricky Pampo, I'm a certified strength and conditioning specialist. I'm the fitness and wellness coach here at Capital Area for the last going on 11 years this March, and basically just helping clients starting and maintaining and being consistent with a fitness and health plan that they can implement without with limited resources and being consistent with it. So
yeah.
One of my mottos is simple and consistent.
Yes, sir. I like it.
So it's easy to start, easy to maintain, and it lasts long. So that way you can get your results.
Yeah. That's good, man. I think I'm very guilty of complicated or overcomplicating and not consistent, inconsistent. And so, I try to do the most and then end up not doing much at all. You know what I'm saying?
You're not the only one, and that's something that we talk about, and that's really why the simple and consistent topic has come up.
Yeah.
Is because we like to overcomplicate things, especially when we're starting off and we want to do so many things.
Yeah.
And we start drifting.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
And then the consistency goes out of the window.
Yep. Yeah, man. So let's circle back. So you've been here pretty much a little over a decade. So you say 11 years. And so with Capital Area, if we can kind of go just a little more detail, man, what does that look like? So the activities and whatnot that you do with the clients here at Capital Area, what goes on within that period that you're with the clients?
And so a lot of the clients are obviously outpatient, and they come in. I might see them once every month or once every 3 months. Mm-hmm. And so that's just an opportunity for me to give them really simple fundamentals on how to implement and maintain a health and fitness type of routine, a program within their lifestyle, right? Mm-hmm. And so I feel like what I talk about every time I'm visiting with the client here is pretty similar every single time, and it's consistent, right?
Yeah.
It's simple, fundamental recommendations, but it's consistent to where it's the same advice, because obviously this could be the first time I'm seeing these clients.
Yeah.
right? And sometimes maybe the last time, because they might not have the same appointment date that I'm coming to visit the clinic. And so, so something that they can remember and it's easy, again, simple and consistent, right? Just kind of goes back to that.
That's good, man. And so tell me this, man. We are primarily, substance use disorder, substance addictions, however you want to word that. I'm not always politically correct with that, so please forgive me. And so, and mental health, agency. And so when it comes to, let's just say mental health overall, how does our physical health connect with our mental, like does one affect the other? Do they work together separately? Like how does that work? Do you teach on that? Or?
Oh, most definitely. That's and that's a great question. And sometimes it's I guess avoided or overlooked.
Yeah.
Right. But since we're a mental health and behavioral health agency and organization, obviously we got to always circle back to that.
Yep.
Right. But the physical health is something that everyone can relate to, whether it's something to deal with mental health or whatnot. But we can't separate the two because obviously mental health is within the body, and so improving your physical health makes you more resilient for the mental health, the challenges or the struggles or the stresses, right? We're gonna all have stress in our lives. It's how we manage and how do we cope with those. And so when the body's able, when you're able to give your body a controlled stress, such as exercise and fitness, then it allows you to, from what I've observed, is it allows you to be more resilient in those external stresses and internal stresses too that we go through with mental health stresses and just physical environment stresses, like not enough sleep or not enough hydration or stress at work or stress at home, and so that makes us more resilient when we're able to give our bodies that controlled stress of exercise and physical activity.
That's good. So what are your recommendations for because this is, I feel like it's just not for clients. I mean, even for the staff here, I mean, it's for everybody because no matter what side of the fence you own per se, we are all dealing with challenges. We all deal with stress. So we all dealing with some level of stress or whatnot. What are some suggestions that you have from a physical aspect to help manage and maintain, or even if that's not the goal, just to stay in good physical health, because we know that it's directly connected to these other areas of our lives?
Well, basically, the first thing is get moving. Okay, move around, and that could be like, I just did a class this morning, and a lot of these clients might not have gym access or special equipment or know how to use or know what type of equipment to get for their homes. But guess what? This is one equipment right here that you can you take everywhere you go, right? These equipment right here. Your arms, your body, your legs, and so think of that as your home gym. That you can take anywhere, and it's just a matter of like, okay, how do I use this equipment that I have all the time with me, never leave home without it, equipment, and make it into something that's going to benefit the body, right?
That's good.
And so just moving around, and I always tell clients, like, the joints are meant to move a certain way.
Come on.
Okay, and so move it the way it's not painful. You're not forcing it to move a certain way that's not supposed to move. And so just move the body how it's supposed to move. And generally, pain or discomfort is going to tell you, hey, that's not the right way to move that joint or that body part. And so get moving, whether it's walking, whether it's moving the arms around, the head up and down. Eventually, your body's going to tell you, like, hey, that feels good. When I go through a stretch session with a client, it's like, wow, Ricky, that's what I really need. That's what I needed. And that could have been 5 minutes. Right there, and it's made their day. So how does, when we talk about health, so that's one side of it, which is exercise. Let's talk about eating, you know what I'm saying? Because eating is also a part of taking care of our health.
And like I just mentioned, I mean, I have a Red Bull, so obviously I ain't started my morning out the right way. So what do you suggest when it comes to eating healthy? Because that also plays a part, I believe, in how we feel sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And so what are your suggestions? Like, what do you teach in regards to diet?
Well, another good topic, and actually I wrote something on this about partnership. And partnership also, in whether you're trying to get results or be inspired or motivated in your own workout, is get a partner, right? But within our own selves and our own fitness plan, there's a partnership, and it's in this topic is fitness and nutrition. It's a partnership.
Yeah, that's
right.
Good.
And so when it comes to nutrition, just because everyone has a different recipe, to what they like to eat, what flavors they like. Some like spicy, some like sour, or whatever the case may be. And so when it comes to nutrition, I'll give them some general guidelines.
Yeah.
But since everyone has like, oh, I don't like this vegetable, or I like this way of cooking, or I like fried foods. The main thing is to, again, going back to something simple and consistent. Now, a lot of clients will say, oh, I know how to eat right. And for the most part, some folks have a general idea of how to eat right or what's healthy, right? Vegetables, fruits, and whatnot. But what I like to really talk about is something realistic for the client.
That's good. That's good.
Okay, whether it's fried foods, whether it's sweets, okay? Now, if they need to really improve a health aspect, then that might be 5%, 10% of what they should be eating, and focus on the 80, 90% of what's going to improve that health condition.
Yeah, that's good. That's
okay.
Good.
And so, but in reality, because I want to start advising and giving guidelines on something they can stack and build up on. Not just for, for the next 3 months, I'm going to really cut out all my breads and all of my sweets and lose this weight or feel better. But then what happens? You haven't really created any habits and routines that's going to last a lifetime.
That's good.
And so your lifestyle never really change, or you never have any leveling up of your health, because you're just doing something for the season, and you haven't really developed any fundamentals and your habits and your routines. And so, I get folks to pace themselves, whether it's like, okay, I'm going to eat a salad a week, okay, or hey, I'm just going to have my fried food twice a week versus 5 or 7 days a week.
Yep.
And so making that transition to where, again, it's simple and consistent. If they're consistent with it, they're going to see their results, and they're going to see what areas they need to improve in.
Yep.
But without that consistency, it's like, okay, how do I don't know if I'm good at this, or I don't know if I like these type of vegetables, because I'm not consistent with it. I only had it once.
Yeah, I understand.
And so, but the main thing is be consistent, whether you're eating, 2 meals a day, obviously choosing the vegetables, the fruits, things that's, that has more vitamins, minerals.
Yep.
Looking at your caloric content and less processed foods, and just be mindful of what it's doing for you.
That's good. That's good.
Be mindful of what it's doing for you.
So that's where I guess the education comes in, so you know what it is doing for you, because the normal person, and I will, I guess, speak from my own experience, is that usually we eat for taste,
right?
Not for nutrition. So it's like, the only thing I know is that it tastes good. I don't know what it's doing to me. So then, that's where people like yourself come in to kind of help us learn more about what it's doing to the body. You know what I'm saying? How does this benefit me? How does this not benefit me? And then, we kind of make our choices according to, what we learn, man. And so, but that's good, man. I'm glad you broke it down that way. It takes me back, man. I think you need to make this a T-shirt, simple and consistent, man. Like this.
Hey, you heard it here first. For a limited time only.
Hey, get it right now. Look, go to the website. I'm just playing. But yeah, man, so that actually just helped me, man, because I'm one of those people, once again, you know, I try to go full throttle, and, you know, it's almost like I'm just about to eat no meat, I'm about to eat no bread, and, you know, and I may do that for like, you know, a couple weeks, maybe a month, you know what I'm saying? And then when I revert, it's like, you know, I just go right back to where I was, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, instead of taking it little by little and building some consistency, you know what I'm saying, and some habitual habits, if you want to say, same word, habitual and habits. Anyways, whatever. So, but let's talk about this, man, because also a part of diet, man, I see you got us sitting here, man, this Kagan water, man, you know, while I got my Red Bull sitting behind the camera.
Water while we at it.
Yeah, should I go get my Red Bull, y'all? Like, man, so I'm very guilty, man. I don't drink as much water I know as I should. And talk to us about the benefits, man, of water, man. Like how important is water to the body? I know the body is made up of a certain percentage of water.
Yes.
And so why is water important for our diet?
Well, you know, sometimes we forget water is also a nutrient that we need. You know, we think about protein, carbs, and fats, but water, 70% of the body is water.
Yeah.
And so, just on the surface, water energizes you, okay? The body, the cells need it. And so to basically activate, it flushes toxins, and it flushes toxins out of the body, as well as flushes nutrients into the system, into the cells, okay? And so transports, your nutrients, your waste material, and so it's like the ocean in the body, right? And so that'll transport things where they need to go.
Yeah.
It cushions the body. You know, I'll talk to athletes about, like, hey, how do I get, we're talking about a college basketball teams, like how do we have a smaller team compared to our opposing team, like how do we, kind of help with being bruised up after every game? And so, well, your muscles is like a cushioning, so the better hydrated the muscles are, the better cushion you are to, getting beat up, basically, and roughed up, and like a physical game like that. And so, making sure you're properly hydrated so the muscles actually can kind of maintain and hold on to that water.
That's good.
Right? And so from that standpoint, the joints, all of the joints need water. And and just a little small important tip, the brain needs water,
Yeah.
And it gets first dibs on all the nutrients, basically.
Come on.
And so, if the brain gets water first, and you don't have enough water, that means, guess what? The brain gets some because it has to, and then the rest of the body, guess what? It's left with a desert, right?
Yeah.
And so there's not much water for the rest of the body, and your blood is a big portion of your blood is water.
Yeah.
Okay. And so it's, we can go down the line on the benefits of it, but guess what? When you're thirsty, think about, when you've seen the images of someone in the desert, they have no water.
Yeah.
Well, imagine that internally in the body, okay? The cells, and basically if you want your skin looking like a grape or a raisin,
yeah.
Which one is better hydrated?
That's ooh.
Okay. And so it keeps your temperature, body temperature regulates that. So a lot of key things, but if you're looking for improving weight loss, muscle gain, okay, less brain fog, thinking better, more energy.
Yeah.
Guess what? Here's a simple way to do it. Okay, is get your water in.
That was a little ad right there. Get water. Get your water today. Yeah. That's good, bro. That grape and that raisin, that just hit me like, woo, that preached to me, man. Okay. So tell me this, Ricky. So let's say this, because we know this, right? We hear this, and somebody may be watching this like, bro, look, I hear you. I get it. And this is not the first time you're hearing this. Like, I know I should drink water, but it doesn't taste good. Like, it has no taste. So many people out there have this argument or this complaint. It's like, I want to drink water, but when I drink it, it's like it has no flavor. So what do you suggest to somebody that has that argument? Like, I want to drink my water, but it doesn't taste good, so I would just rather pick up a Coke.
Yeah. Well, that's conditioning too, I think, and it's interesting that's you're not the first person that's mentioned this, but when I was doing some nutrition coaching, and a client came in and said, "Rick, I just don't like the taste of water," and I got to thinking, like water doesn't have a taste. And then it really hit me when, as I studied more water and actually started drinking higher quality water, that certain waters have a taste. It's just kind of depending on where you're getting it from, right? Even bottled water, some of it you'll have an aftertaste, or like you said, certain waters have no taste because they've just been so stripped of minerals, right? And so. That's one tip I tell them is don't go straight for the Coke, okay? Coca-Cola or any kind of flavored drink, because then you just conditioning yourself to keep wanting that, right? And what I tell folks is, get your water, the highest quality water you can get, and maybe putting some sort of fresh or frozen fruit in it. Okay. And then kind of slowly condition yourself. Be consistent with it, right? Consistent with it, and just build up to it. There's really no magical, equation, because again, everyone has a different preference, right? They'll like, oh, I like it a little sweeter, or I like plain, or I like this. It's amazing. You'll have folks that will favor a certain brand of bottled water because guess what? They have a certain taste and flavor, and they've conditioned themselves to that.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay.
Man, okay. So I felt convicted too, like when you said don't go for that Coke, all I heard was don't go for that Red Bull. I was like, Lord, because essentially, look, they both full of sugar, right? So, and caffeine. So, but yeah, man, no, that's good, man. So I think for me, it definitely helps out. I'm the person that, you know what? I'm not gonna even go there. I had a quick thought.
Okay.
So everybody might be seeing this. Lately, we go into the store. I believe it's becoming more of a trendy word now. Alkaline. You know what I'm saying? Like I can think maybe 10 whatever years ago, I never even heard of alkaline. Never know. I mean, of course, we know it's been around. It's nothing new. But all of a sudden, it's like this word alkaline is being pushed, and then you go in Walmart or even your gas station, whatever, and you go to the water section. It's like almost everything alkaline, pH 9.5, pH, all these high pHs. What is this? You know what I'm saying? Like explain alkaline, explain pH, and is there one that's better than the other? Because it's like, I mean, all of them can't be the best.
Right.
I don't know. Like, how do you explain it?
I mean, we might need like 10 podcast sessions, episodes for that one.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, to really kind of give you and just some fundamentals, okay, is the body needs to be at a 7.365. The blood basically is more alkaline, slightly alkaline, okay? And so you have like I guess like a scale. You got acidic and alkaline, okay? And again, it's like a partnership, right?
Yep.
You got the acidic, and there's certain things need more acid, like the skin, okay, or like sanitizing and killing bacteria and things like that. And then you have on the alkaline side, for as far as health is concerned in the body always trying to stay slightly alkaline, okay, above 7, like 7.365 or 7.4, and that's how the blood wants to be, okay. And this is where all the minerals in the body actually helps with that. Okay, to keep that body alkaline. And notice as we age, with osteoporosis and just different health conditions, muscle cramps and all of that, is those minerals start going away. Now, like a byproduct of exercise, you get lactic acid, and the body gets acidic and oxidizing. So as we age, we get oxidizing, right? So when you look at acid and oxidizing, think of acid, when the body gets more acidic, it starts getting sicker.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so that acidity could come from acidic drinks, okay, waters, acidic waters, acidic foods, and that could be really highly processed foods. That's not giving any kind of good benefits to. And then on the healthier side, the alkaline side, okay? And usually that's like the greens, the leafy greens, the vegetables, and certain things like that. And really, the alkaline type of concept has been around for a long time. With greens and things like that. It's just that now it's being marketed in the water or the liquid version, right? And so I got familiar with it about 12 years ago. This company out of Japan was using a system that was basically alkalizing the water, and basically what that means is just it was charging the water to where it was giving it a healthier, pH, right? And so so now with the water bottles that's alkaline is because of that industry. Now that a lot of folks are marketing alkaline because now they have an idea like alkaline is healthy, right? But with the bottled waters is that they're adding more minerals. Okay. And so like the calcium or the potassium or all the alkalizing minerals. Okay. And so they're adding more of that. So it's a chemical change in the bottled water. That's why you can maintain it and keep it on the bottle on the shelves for months and years, right? And so the healthier water that I drink, the Kangen water you mentioned, it's a charged water. So that means it's electrolyzed through a process called electrolysis. Okay. So it charges it. So now, like our body is like a battery, right? It needs to get charged up, right? And we can charge it up with exercise. We can charge it up with like sunlight. We can charge it up with good quality food, right? Just like any electronics, we need to plug in. Okay, we can charge it up with good, positive, people in our lives. And so, and the good word. And so all of that charges up the body. Okay, so from keeping it simple with nutrition and fitness, is those components charge up the body. Now, depending on what you're putting in your body through nutrition and fitness, what kind of charge you're gonna get.
Come on.
Okay.
Come on.
Are you gonna be on the red bars on the cell phone, low on charge? Or are you gonna be charged up? And so, so that's really, I've measured most of the bottled waters that's so-called alkaline, and a lot of them are still oxidizing. So it's still aging the body, right? You put a penny in water, what happens? Okay, it starts rusting. And that's part of oxidation is aging, okay? The air can age us, depending on how the quality of the air that we're breathing in and around our bodies, right? People living closer to a factory or some sort of place that the air might not be as great, right? And what kind of response they're gonna get to that. Versus folks living in the mountains, maybe that the air is better and cleaner and that sort of thing. And so, so that's the thing with the bottled water. Without going too much into it, they're just adding more minerals to it. And that could be a challenge when you consume so much of that the minerals start building up in your body and you're not getting rid of it. So that's the big difference right there. And you need to drink water, right? And so, but when they have that extra and you don't know how much you're taking in, and then you might have a pre-existing health situation where those sort of minerals might be, you're not filtering it out, and you're building up too much of it, then that could be a challenge. So, so that's just kind of a disclaimer to, when you're getting those bottled waters. And a lot of them are just been, we call the bottled waters dead water because it's just been in the bottle and it's been on the shelves for, months, years, right? Or come over across the ocean to get to us. And so, so yeah.
Man, I think you're right. We probably need about a few more episodes to drink. Like, man, I mean, you just
to water it down, right?
Ooh, you just said something I never really heard, man. So it's and I don't even want to go deeper into it because we just don't have the time. But yeah, that's mind blowing, man. Wow. And I've always heard of just a simple saying that too much of anything can be bad. You know what I'm saying? In some way, but allowing minerals and whatnot to build up. It's like I never really heard that, you know what I'm saying? So interesting. All right, so yeah, like we can't go no deeper than that. So, but man, so we actually got to start landing this plane, y'all. I am so sorry. I know this is good. This is great. This is good information. You can replay it. You can do all that, and we'll come back. Trust me. But we got to start landing the plane. But let's take it all like this, Ricky. So we need some help. So 2023, the year has started off, man. A lot of people, we got these New Year's resolution, new year, new me. I'm gonna get it together, and we do it for our money, and then we back to where we started, right? So what are some tips, man? We're gonna keep it simple and consistent, but what are some tips that you have for all of us, man? We're starting this year off right, and how do we stay consistent with these new decisions that we're making?
Man, yeah, I was thinking about that, and you know, and probably a lot of folks are expecting, like, oh, what's he going to tell us? You know, what's the secret? What's like, oh, this is a new tip. Okay,
come on.
And what really came out was, don't quit.
Yeah.
Again.
And
don't quit anymore, right? Because what happens is we start off really motivated and pumped up. You know, the first of the year, the first 2 months, 3 months of the year, and all of a sudden, you know, we can't sustain it, and so not being able to sustain it for what happens the rest of the year, and then we quit. And a quote I've come across is, if you're tired of starting over, don't stop, don't quit in the first place.
Come on.
Now you can pace yourself to where, like you mentioned, folks that, and I relate to this, is when a new client comes in and they want to become a professional athlete overnight, so to speak, right? It could be a week, 2 months, 3 months, whatever the time frame is.
Yeah.
But they want to get to that level like quick and fast, okay? And if they actually really think about a professional athlete takes, like, they've worked their whole lives, 10, 20 plus years to get to there, and they just feel like they just see overnight, like, oh, he just, you know, became a professional athlete during college or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And so pace yourself. You know, this is a long-term type of journey.
That's right.
But it doesn't mean you can't have any immediate results.
That's right.
Okay, but if you're keeping it simple and consistent, you're going to get those results, and you just move on to the next level. You just keep phasing up and stack up your wins, and but keep it focus on 1 or 2 things per month, per quarter, rather than trying to do so many different things. Right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I want to try this diet, and I want to try this exercise routine, and I want to make sure I'm getting 10 hours of sleep, and blue light therapy and red light therapy, and I'm gonna do some hot yoga.
Yeah.
All of those things could play a good part. It's just you got to know when to put them in.
Yeah.
But you gotta stick to something long enough to where there's some breakthroughs for you.
That's good.
And then you can stack up on there. I was just telling a client is, before you start accessorizing, like, have a foundation and some fundamentals, and some a good base.
Yeah.
And then you can accessorize.
Yeah, that's good.
From there.
That's good.
And you probably adapt to that, you know, accessorizing better if you had a good foundation, a good base.
Almost like building a house.
So stick to it, guys.
That's good, man. Bruh, that is awesome, man. So you just motivated me, man. So I'm already, I can say I have started the year off good, besides having my Red Bulls behind me. But besides that, from the exercise standpoint, man, you know, I got back into boxing. And so, and one thing that I told myself, because like I said, I'm the person that loves to just pack it all in, like you said, and just do it all. But I said, you know what? I'm gonna shoot for 2 times a week, you know what I'm saying? And that's it. Like, I'm not gonna try to go every day. I'm not trying to do 5 hours when I go. Like, I want 30 minutes to an hour to the most. And if I can just stay consistent with this a couple times a week, that'll be fine for now. Let me just get consistent with something, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, I would always try to go all in, and I would do it for however long and then fall off. So we're just gonna always go back to that simple and consistent. Simple and consistent.
T-shirt coming out soon.
T-shirt coming, look, simple and consistent. Actually, you got the website yet?
SIMPLE&CONSISTENT.com.
Like, bro, like this is a movement, man. Simple and consistent. I couldn't explain that no better. I mean, that's gonna stick in my brain from here on. Simple and consistent. That speaks to me where I am now. Hopefully, it's speaking to you. So, look, we want to thank everybody, man, for tuning back in here in the area. Look, we need y'all to share this. We need y'all to like this, share this, subscribe to the YouTube channel, man. Look, help us out. Help us out, man.
Yeah.
This is all good information in regards to health, man. Mental health, physical health, health all over, man. Look, we need you to share this information, man. Ricky, thank you, man.
Man, appreciate you, as always.
Look, do you have any handles, man, where people, I don't know if you have things that people can keep up with you, Instagram, Facebook, or things you want to put out there, man, feel free to do that.
Yeah, Ricky Pampo on Facebook. And I don't exactly remember my my handle on Instagram, but mostly on Facebook. If you reach out to me on Facebook, you know, I put a lot of good info and content on there and tips, and definitely good enough for you to get started. So
that's good.
Simple and consistent type of tips.
That's right, man. Look, on that note, we are out, man. Once again, thank y'all, and we will see y'all next month. Peace out.